Motion. Ready, set, move. Everything is in motion. You see motion when you kick a ball. You feel motion when the wind blows your hair. You hear motion when a plane roars overhead. Even Earth is in motion. It spins while it circles the sun. Motion makes the world go round. But sometimes we need to stop the motion. We need the bus to stop so we can get on. Skydivers need parachutes to slow their falls. Friction and drag helps things slow and stop. This boy and the ball are both in motion. Earth spins at around 1,000 miles per hour. This is about 10 times faster than a car can go. Friction. Friction is a force that slows or stops motion. Without it, we could not walk. The ground would be too slippery. Most moving objects slow gradually and then stop. Friction is a force that slows them. Think about roller skating. As you move your skates, the wheels press against the ground. The ground presses against the wheels. You must keep pushing to keep moving. If you stop, your skates will slow you and then stop. Whoa! Snow has little friction. That is why we can easily glide across it on skis or a sled. Friction, gravity. Drag. Things moving through air or water slow down too. Drag is water or air resistance that works like friction. Drag is stronger in water than in air. Shake it up. The moon has no air, so there is no air movement. Astronauts have to shake the flag to make it wave to the moon. The faster an object moves, the more drag it has. People who design cars try to reduce drag. They shape the car's body so that the air flows around it. This car is being tested to see how air flows around it. A force is a push or pull or turn. Friction and drag are pulling forces. You move a shopping cart or pedal a bicycle by pushing. You open a jar by turning the lid. There is no movement when forces are perfectly balanced. Have you ever played tug of war? If one team is stronger, that team wins. But if both teams are equal, the forces cancel each other. Neither team moves. When forces don't balance, there is motion. The horses pull the cart. They use force. Newton's laws of motion. Sir Isaac Newton was one of the world's greatest scientists. He lived in England long ago. He saw an apple fall from a tree, and he wondered why apples always fall from trees. He thought about it a lot. He realized that gravity was the cause. Gravity is a force. It pulls all things toward one another. Large things pull harder than small things. Since Earth is huge, it pulls everything to the ground. Sir Isaac Newton. Newton figured out that gravity holds things in place, but it also plays an important role in motion. Growing up. Astronauts are a little taller in space than they are on Earth. Why? There is no gravity, so their bones move apart a little and relax. The first law. In 1687, Newton wrote a book. He wrote about the 3 laws of motion. The first law of inertia. It says that if a thing is not moving, it will stay that way. It also says that if a thing is moving, it will keep moving the same direction at the same speed. If a force acts on a still object, it will move. If a force acts on a moving object, it will change its direction or speed. Hockey players can hit a puck so hard that it may go more than 100 miles per hour. The top will keep moving until a force makes it stop. Laws. The laws of motion aren't like the laws that police officers enforce. These laws are followed everywhere by everything in the universe. Think about a bowling ball on a shelf. It is at rest. Then you pick up the ball and throw it down the lane. Now it is in motion. When the ball hits the pins, it slows down. It may even change direction. Inertia is not a force. It is a property that all things have. Mass is the amount of stuff something is made of. The more mass a thing has, the more inertia it has. Inertia is why you need less force to pick up an empty box than a full box. The second law. The second law of motion states that a force can slow down, speed up, or change the direction a thing is moving in. You apply this rule daily. You choose how much force to use to pump a swing or hit a baseball. This boy uses force to swing a bat. When people play pool, they use a cue stick to hit the white ball. If they want the ball to cross the table, they use a lot of force. A larger force creates a larger change in motion. If they want the ball to go a short way, they just tap it with a cue stick. This boy uses force to move a swing. The third law. The third law of motion states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Forces work in pairs. To take off from the ground, a plane uses a force of lift. Gravity pulls the plane toward the ground. Lift and gravity are opposing forces. This plane uses lift to take off. Lift, gravity. Tug of war. When you play tug of war, you feel the pull of the rope. The push of your feet against the ground is equal and opposite reaction that keeps you from falling. Describing movement. Speed is how fast a thing moves. It is the distance something goes over time. Imagine you are in a car going 45 miles per hour. If nothing causes the car to slow down or speed up, it will go 45 miles in an hour. Acceleration tells how much a thing's speed changes. As a car starts to move, you are pressed back into your seat. Once the car reaches a steady speed, this ends. You are not pressed into your seat anymore. And when the car slows down, your body still moves forward. It pushes against your seatbelt. These are the effects of acceleration. Acceleration and mass. Acceleration is related to mass. A ping pong ball rolls with just a finger flick. A basketball has more mass. To roll it at the same speed, you must push it with your whole hand. Momentum is mass combined with speed. The more mass a thing has, the faster its speed, the more momentum it has. You can see momentum in action at a football game. One player tackles another. The player with the most momentum knocks the other one down. The football player with the blue helmet has the most momentum. Long stop. A moving freight train has a lot of momentum. It cannot stop quickly. Once the engineer brakes, it may take a whole mile to stop. If you have seen a car after a crash, then you have seen the results of momentum. The car is crumbled where the impact occurred. If the crash involves a truck and a car, the car may have more damage. That is because it has less mass than the truck. Motion may cause accidents, but the world would be dull without it. Nothing would ever move. You would not even exist. Your lungs must move to breathe, and your heart must pump blood. We need motion to live and grow. It is great to be in motion. The blue's car momentum was too strong. The blue car could not stop in time. Acceleration. The rate at which a moving thing's speed changes over time. Drag. Something that slows motion. Force. A push, pull, or turn on an object. Friction. A force that slows motion. Impact. The act or force of one thing hitting another. Inertia. A property of matter in which still objects stay at rest and moving objects keep moving at the same speed in the same direction. Mass, the amount of matter, material in something. Momentum, the strength or force that something has when it is moving. Property, a trait or characteristic of something. Reaction, a force that opposes an action. Resistance, a force that slows down a moving object.